In the 1960s, the fate of Earth was teetering on the brink of collapse. Two superpowers, the United States of America and the Soviet Union, were deeply engaged in what we commonly call the Cold War. It was history's biggest dick-measuring contest, a hellish arms race to complete annihilation. If either side mustered the gall to pull the trigger, it would have resulted in absolute destruction. A worldwide nuclear winter, desolated 1,000 times over by their armada of nuclear weapons. Between 1961 and 1968, when both the Cold War and Vietnam War were in full force, Call of Duty Black Ops places us front and center in the world of black operations carried out by the CIA. Insert the shadowy and deadly CIA SAD SOG, which is the Special Activities Division in the Special Operations Group. Basically, when the US government wants something bad to happen to someone and have complete deniability, well, they send in these badasses. In April 1961, CIA operatives Alex Mason, Frank Woods, and Joseph Bowman execute Operation 40. This is a kill mission against Fidel Castro, while assisting the CIA-sponsored Cuban exiles during the Bay of Pigs invasion. In a very tense firefight at a heavily guarded location, Mason believes that he's killed Castro, but it was his body double. As Woods and Bowman exfil, Mason is taken captive by the real Fidel Castro.
You're dead. We killed you.
No. You killed a double. You think we didn't know of your plan?
We always know.
Do with him what you wish, General.
Talk about a giant turn of events. Jesus. Mason is traded like cattle over to the Soviet Army Major General Dragovich. Now, Mason's not sent to this Motel 6. No. He's sent to a Russian gulag known as Vorkuta. Not exactly a 5-star resort, let me tell you. While fighting off rats and other vermin, Mason, he befriends a former Russian soldier named Viktor Reznov. Basically, in October 1945, Reznov and another soldier were dispatched by Kravchenko and Dragovich to embed in a covert operation to extract a guy named Steiner, who basically wanted to defect from a secret Nazi base. Now, after they rescued this guy, Dragovich decided he did not want to be nice anymore, so he betrayed them. Reznov was saved by a British commando assault, however, he detonated V-2 rockets to destroy the Nova 6 gas. And it was shortly after that the Soviets, well, they threw him in jail, and then they decided to recreate the Nova 6 without him. After all, the Cold War was the ultimate dick-measuring contest. In October 1963, Mason and Reznov facilitated an uprising within the Vorkuta prison. Reznov helped Mason escape, and they formed a bond that would be beneficial to both of them in the future. Now Mason, he arrives back in the United States. I'm sure he probably got a nice healthy cheeseburger, or at least I would have. And then he had an important meeting with President John F. Kennedy. An assassination mission is now ordered on Dragovich based off the information that was brought back. Now, Mason, he's been through a lot during his captivity. The anxiety, the nightmares, and mental pain, it begins to show as Mason struggles to focus. Later that same month, the team is tasked with disrupting the Soviet space program and eliminating members of Ascension. Ascension's kind of the Soviet version of Project Paperclip. This project provided sanctuary to former Nazi scientists if they helped work on numerous classified projects. Look it up, this was a real thing. While on the op, the team rescues CIA spook Grigory Weaver. He was the first lab rat sent in, but he was captured and tortured by Kravchenko. The team destroys the spacecraft, and Dragovich is killed when a car blows up. No, the car didn't blow up on its own. Woods blew it up. 5 years later, Mason is sent into Vietnam as a member of the shadowy MAC-V SOG. This is based on a real unit that specialized in killing, and a lot of it. Now, after defending against a North Vietnamese assault, the team discovers a dossier on Dragovich from a defector. Yeah, Dragovich. Oh, and guess who the defector is? Our boy Reznov. Small world out here in the Black Ops.
I am here with a warning. Your government would do well to heed. Dragovich is planning an attack on the west.
Hey, you get what you came for?
Dragovich, I knew we'd see him again.
His influence spreads like a cancer. Even the Kremlin does not know what he is truly planning. He must be stopped, Mason. Dragovich, Greshenko, Steiner, all must die.
Now, it turns out Dragovich, he's not dead. We just pissed him off. Now, the team sneaks into Laos to recover Nova 6 shipment from a crashed Soviet plane, but they didn't sneak in very well. They're captured by the Viet Cong and Spetsnaz forces at the crash site, which really sucks. Turns out, these dudes enjoy playing Russian roulette.
Oh,
But unfortunately, during this game, someone must lose eventually. Bowman happens to be the poor sap that loses, while Woods and Mason, they escape captivity. They hijack a helo and destroy most of the Ho Chi Minh Trail to rescue Reznov. Mason and Woods located Kravchenko's base. As they hunt him down like a wounded animal, Kravchenko primes multiple grenades as Woods. He sacrifices himself and pushes Kravchenko and himself out of the window to save Mason's life. Mason, who continues to deal with the anxiety and nightmares of his experiences, he now believes that Woods is dead and he risked his life for his. During this complete debacle, Jason Hudson, who is Mason's handler, and Weaver have been interrogating Clark. Clark gives up valuable info, but he's ultimately killed by one of Dragovich's assassins. Steiner sends out a request to meet at Rebirth Island. He believes that Dragovich is trying to kill him to cover up the Nova 6 activities. Mason, who has pretty much lost his shit and gone rogue at this point, he travels with Reznov to kill Steiner. Now, here comes the absolute brain fucking that is about to happen to all of us. Mason reveals that he watched Reznov kill Steiner. However, Hudson and Weaver watched as Mason assassinated Steiner while referring to himself as Reznov. Wow, how the turntables.
Well. How the turntables.
With Steiner now dead, Mason is the only person left who knows the location of the numbers station. You're up, Hudson and Weaver, to start that interrogation, boys. Now, while Mason is being interrogated, he reveals that Dragovich secretly placed sleeper cells within every American state capital. They will become active when a special broadcast appears, as well as the Nova 6 is released, and a full-scale Soviet invasion will commence. Cold War shit. It's crazy. The US, though, they have no other choice but to prepare for a preemptive nuclear strike on the Soviets. You're probably wondering, who the fuck is Mason? Well, Hudson reveals that Mason was actually brainwashed by Dragovich while in captivity at Vorkuta. He was brainwashed to become a sleeper agent so that he could assassinate President Kennedy. However, Reznov was able to intervene and reprogram Mason to kill Dragovich, Kravchenko, and Steiner as revenge for betraying himself and killing Petrenko all those years ago in 1945. Wow. Like they say, if you want something done, send a brainwashed psychopath to do it for you. During the breakout, the real Reznov, he was actually killed. And the hallucinations that Mason has been having stemmed from the two kind people brainwashing him, trying to mind fuck the shit out of him. And Mason, he eventually reveals that Dragovich's broadcast station is actually a Russian ship named Rusalka, and it's in the Gulf of Mexico. Mason and Hudson, they lead an assault force on the ship. However, Dragovich, he flees into a submarine. Mason finds and kills Dragovich before extracting with Hudson. You might be thinking, the day is saved and all is well back in Mason's brain. Well, there is actually footage of President Kennedy before his assassination on November 22nd, 1963. And guess what? It catches Mason watching Kennedy arriving at Dallas Love Field, suggesting that maybe Mason was actually doing his own programming before being captured. Welcome to the world of Call of Duty Black Ops.